Hello, this is Martin. Today we're going to go over a quick blackjack tip for some of you all who are heading off to Vegas or to the Indian casinos. Give you a quick tip to help you out. Also, we'll go talk a couple of minutes about why I think gambling is going to be the newest thing for people to earn money on. And now you're saying, what do you know about gambling? Well, I know when it comes to retirement accounts, I have 16 years working at a job with the retirement account, and I was earning money up till March, but now since March the stock market has basically tanked. All the interest rates for the bank have gone to zero. So if I did have 200,000, 250,000 in the bank at 3% interest, that would have given me at least an extra $15 to $20,000. Now basically there's zero interest, so all the money I have in the bank, it's going to be slow growth, because now with the stocks, what makes your retirement plan go up are your different stocks and your different investments that are earning income. And if your stocks or things aren't earning income, then only money in your account is what you initially put in. So if I were to retire, say next year, I'd probably only have 2 or 3 years worth of savings, and then you probably see me on an on-ramp somewhere, or see me riding on my bike carrying my bottles, because the money's going to go so fast. So, and the reason I say gambling is the newest thing, because with gambling, almost you have an infinite amount of money coming in, so you don't so much. And if you just happen to, when they open up the gambling funds, money's just going to pour in year or month after month, especially the first 2, 3, or 4 years. So that's going to automatically push up whatever value of the company is, or whatever stock is for these gambling companies. And that's how you're going to get your money. But then eventually you're going to have to cash out, because we're gambling. For me, I'm going on a blackjack gambling trip to Vegas, and I'm going to focus on blackjack. I'm going to take $500, head into the downtown Grand Hotel, and my goal is to win $50, just to start off. If I just win $50, that's 10 times more than I would get if I left my bank, put $500 in the bank, and then you get that money back. And for example, the savings rate for a bank is $500 at 1% interest, and then you get $5 back at the end of the year. You could basically beg for $5. I mean, you could find $5 on the ground. I found $20 on the ground if you look hard enough. I could just walk the streets all over. I can come up with $5 or $10. So, and if I just go to Vegas and win $50, the goal is to win maybe $500 to $1,000. Because when you go to the downtown Grand, they have the parlays. So if we play the parlay every time with the multiple decks, we may be able to win. If I just win 2 or 3 hands, I may win more playing the parlays on the side than I may win actually playing a physical blackjack with the double downs, the straights. And because right now, when it comes to retirement and investments, stock market's leveled off, so you need to have something creative to get money to come in, to get people come up, to get people excited. Watch stocks such as DraftKings, anything related to fantasy sports. Watch it all explode within the next year or 2, because people are going to want to return on their money. Even the banks are going to want to return on their money. So can't get it in the stock market, can barely get it in a multifamily when you have all the government saying, oh, you can't raise the rent here, you can't raise the rent there. So it's kind of putting a cap on how much they can actually make. So you need to have something new. That's why I say you need to get an MBA in gambling. My focus is blackjack, because it's almost a 50-50 game. And if you actually play the parlays when you have a little extra money, I believe you can beat the casinos. I'm going to test that out. You're not going to win every time, because I've gone there, I sat there for an hour or 2 and lost money. But then I come back the next day, win it back. You go up by 50 or 60, take a break. But that also is happening when you're paying only $1, $2. This time we're going to play a minimum of $5. Just play 30 hands at $5. See what happens. We may have some double downs in between, get some automatic blackjacks. And then as for your blackjack tip of the day, I was going to talk to you about, since I mentioned double down. When you double down, you have 3 types of double downs that you're going to do. This is a tip I'm giving to you who are going to Vegas and who are going to the casinos, or some of you playing these illegal games in the garages. When you double down, say a dealer deals you 2 cards, If your two cards come to a value of 11 and the dealer's card is 10, then you would double down because you have a higher chance of beating that 10 that the dealer has, technically, is what you're trying to do. So you would double down with an 11 against any card that's 10, equal to 10 or less. And for example, you could deal, and the dealer gives you two cards. This time you get a 10, and you're facing, say, a 9, 8, 7, 6. You wouldn't double down with a 10 versus a 10. You wouldn't double down with the 10 versus an ace. Now you would double down with the 10 versus a 9 or equal or less. And the final one is a tricky double down, and I'll talk to you about that later. And that's about the 9 double down, because that one it has its own little nuances, and you just have to make sure you play it right. But the two simplest double downs I'm giving you today: 11. Anything less, 10 or less, double down, which means you just put an extra bet against your side card. The dealer's going to deal you a card, and you'll get that card. So 10, double down with 11, and double down with a 10 is all I want you to think about today. I'm sorry I keep looking. There's this guy. I'm in front of the 24-hour fitness empty parking lot, and some homeless guy is parked in front of the parking lot. It's so sad. People are just done. People are just doing all this bizarre shit. So... and what else? So that's number tip with the double down. And then gambling. The reason I recommend gambling, especially if you're 50 or older, that's going to only be the way you're going to really make any significant money. Kids working $15 an hour at a warehouse is not going to help us. Interest rate at 0% is not going to help our retirement. So basically, once we retire, we're going to be forced to cash out our account. You don't want to leave it in there because it could go lower or it could go bankrupt. So you're in a tight spot. That's why I say if you're over 50 and you can find a way to make some extra money gambling, or you can find a way to make some extra money selling, do it. I recommend you do it. This economy is so... I don't know what's going to happen if the Democrats get in there, but I don't think they can do anything. I mean, what can they do? You got students not in school, no deliveries going to the schools, to the students who were in school, janitors not working, Tina, the person's not working. So that's why I said the only way people can make money is gambling. I got to bet on something that I hope I can get a return on money in. So this generation, unfortunately, will never know what it is to not put their money at risk. And for example, when I told you about the savings account, you can look that up. So, but for some of you now, I have my special blackjack retirement program, $500. Hop on board, see what we can do. See if you want to get in on that with me. Also, I played a Powerball. I won 2 out of 8 drawings. That's a $25 program. I can show you a little bit about that. Or you can just join my channel. I do a lot of training on sales training, telemarketing in person. I'm getting better and better. Hey, let's see if I can help your company or give you some strategies. I'm thinking about making money, maybe possibly as a referral. You can make some money helping people switch over. So I'm looking into that, and looking into that. And what else am I doing? And then doing a sales job. I got an interview today, an interview Monday. Out of that $646 I made for my extra job that I was working before I had to quit, I still have about $200 to $300 left. I have about $165 on my primary account till I get paid. So I'm going to try to take that and then reinvest that and double it and make some extra money. So what I'm trying to tell you as you head into the weekend, don't need to do too much. Keep it on a down low. Learn how to work on your sales skills. Check your budget. If you have any negative people in your life, you might as well get rid of them now. You want to go up. In this economy, you want to do whatever you can do to expand your mind, to expand some of your assets, whatever you can use to just get a little bit better while everyone's retreating, buying cars, getting dogs, doing stuff that makes no sense to me. I mean, there's more luxury cars now. Speaking of luxury cars, I have a special program, $75, $200, $250. Let me help you pay off your car loan. Would you pay $200 to avoid $3,000 to $4,000 in finance payments? I would. I paid off one car in 19 months. That was my 2012 Camry. Now I'm working on paying off my 2014 Camry. Payments are down to $7,600. I have about 23 months worth of payments, and I usually pay about $400 a month. So I always not paid up this car I'm currently have, hopefully within the next 20 months or earlier. But because of the COVID, had to take a pay cut. Then I had to quit one job I had because there was a problem with the schedule, but I'm getting back on it. And then there's also the Christmas season coming up too. So that's why I said work on your sales skills. These businesses are going to hire people for sales for Christmas. People are going to buy stuff, man, because I see the warehouse sector slowing down. But what do you think, man? So how many of you are 52 or older, retired? Do you think gambling is the way to make extra money? Hey, even if I was 50 or under, I would consider at least learning everything I could about gambling. Right now, my specialty is blackjack. But if I was younger, maybe I would learn poker, maybe I'd learn baccarat, maybe I'd learn roulette, because I believe even for them, hey, if you get an extra $100, take it to Vegas, man. You're going to blow it drinking anyway, so why instead of blowing it drinking, hey, take it, maybe you could double or triple your money. Say for us 50-year-old and older, hey, instead of going to party or taking a vacation to Palm Springs, hanging out in the gay section, or getting a stripper, or getting us a prostitute, or buying a dog, or buying a necessary car when we already have one, or taking a trip to see giving money to some deadbeat relative. Hey, take that money, we should invest it in ourselves now, man. We're gonna have, especially when you're 50 and over, man, you still got a real shot at coming super wealthy, especially with all of these businesses retreating. If you just do it right, you can become rich. But my focus is gambling. Subscribe, comment, like, subscribe, comment, like. And then also, as I said, 2 likes, gotta watch that. For you online students and your online college students, number 1, learn how to sell. You gotta have to learn how to sell. The better your sales skill is, people will hire you. At least you'll get hired for a month or 2, get some money come in, and then you'll get your skill, invest that money into making yourself better with your skills. That'll help you out. Number 2, get rid of all the problem people around you. You don't need any more problem people around you. There's a lot of broke people. There's 20 to 24 million people out of work. So don't get caught up in what people have, their dog, their car, their girlfriends, whatever. You don't need to even worry about that. Hey, as long as they pay their own bills and don't ask you for no money, hey, it's all up to them. You don't have to feed the kids. Hey, that's his wife. You got to do what you got to do. So if you're an online college student or online high school, you got to really be strict now. I've been going by the parks. I've seen like kids hanging around. It's 3 lights. A lot of kids hanging out now. Parents are kicking them out the house after they do the Zoom thing. High school girls are on the prowl, man. College girls are on the prowl, getting rid of boyfriends. So it's crazy, man. But don't let that be you. Work on your sales skills. If you have an opportunity to get somewhere for this Christmas season to make some money doing some sales, do that. Get rid of the problem people. And hey, why don't you just learn a little about gambling? Practice blackjack, practice Powerball, practice baccarat. So what do you think? Do you think gambling, even if you're younger, do you think gambling is the way of the future, man? At least until the other industries return to some type of normal? If you're 50 and over, do you think gambling is a great way to do extra money? Or should we just keep that money and go on vacation? Unless you have a really good working wife and you want to fuck her, man, I'd invest that money.